will get a chance to return this one from the 10. 25. Outside. And all the way out to about the 45, maybe even further than that to the 47-yard line. The Dolphins have scored 6 straight points and grabbed a 2-point lead at 22-20. Emmanuel Sanders from the 5. 20. 35. And finally tracked down across midfield and into Miami territory by Lex Hilliard.
Not easy to make Ben Roethlisberger panic.
They don't use the timeout at 34 seconds. Down the field they go, and another great catch. This time it's Sanders, the 2 young receivers.
Roethlisberger. So much time to work with. Roethlisberger downfield. Sanders takes a lick from Giordano and holds on to the football. We're down to 33 seconds left.
Fake the stretch play, buys time, over the middle, catch made, Sanders for a 1st and goal.
And have the crowd disrupt what you want to do.
Fake into the line with Monte Ball, and going long, and he's there for the connection with Emmanuel Sanders beating Cooper down the field for 48.
Some players around, loading up with tight ends here on 2nd and 10. Play action, looking and throwing and connecting again with Sanders at the 50. Manning squeezes out of a jam down the field. Hit open man, and the ball's caught. It's caught by Sanders.
But they don't want to beat their head against the wall trying to run the ball against this group. Here's a blitz. Bulls loves to blitz. Pass caught. There's Sanders again, and he had to reach, stretch. They're letting this play go. This is a touchdown, at least for the moment. 4th-round pick out of Virginia Tech. Here's a wide open receiver, and there he is again, Emmanuel Sanders, and able to hang on after a big hit.
Manning making a change with the play clock winding down. Operating out of the gun. Just gets the snap off. Pats the ball and throws. Sideline route. Big hit. Sanders takes a shot. Holds on to the football. Phillip Adams. Manning. Incomplete. Trying to squeeze it into Sanders, or did he catch it? Oh, Sanders with the grab out across midfield.
This time they go 3 by 1. And Peyton sliding left, throwing, touchdown, Emmanuel Sanders.
With you.
We're changing direction. You're going to Baltimore.
See ya.
Manning off the play fake throws, and that's hauled in by Emmanuel Sanders. Up with Manning in the backfield. 49ers rush for. The line does a really good job, and the pass along the far side is caught. Emmanuel Sanders right in front of the bench. A late flag comes in as well.
The action fake, down the field he goes to Sanders, and he holds on for the catch right over Eric Weddle. Rolling out. Manning to the end zone. He finds Emmanuel Sanders for the touchdown. They got the one-on-one coverage. He's got his man beat. And it's Sanders for the 2nd time. The touchdown to the Broncos. 2nd and goal. And it's Sanders for the 3rd time. At 8 o'clock this Thursday. 2nd and 6. Peyton's throw is on target to Sanders to the New England 31.
Got him on him again, so the Patriots mixing up who they're matching these defensive backs against.
Top of the screen, it's Revis on Demarius. 2nd and 8. All kinds of time for Peyton. Throwing now on the run down the field, coming back for it is Emmanuel Sanders at the 23. First down from the 41. There's a pass to Sanders, who was pushed out by McCourty at the 34. He's got one-on-one on his side, and over the shoulder count caught by Sanders in a collision with a photographer.
Trying to get in the end zone. Like now. Deep. Far side of the field. Caught. Touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders. Manning put that pass right on the button. 43 passing attempts for Manning today. Here's number 44. Over the middle. End zone. Touchdown. Sanders.
Manning. Deep ball. Sanders by himself. Touchdown Broncos. Peyton Manning. 42 yards on a special delivery.
3rd and 5 for the Broncos coming out of their timeout. And they're going to have the first down and a whole lot more as Sanders finally faces a collision at the 47, picks up 18. Now on the other side of things, don't forget Miami has 3 timeouts. Denver needs 20 to convert. We've got a man open. And it is Sanders reaching up to pull it down. A flag is on the field near the 40-yard line.
I think this is a little chaser, but they have a lot of plays to run down in this part of the field.
They get Sanders into the backfield. They fake to Anderson, go back to Sanders, and he got the 2. Boy, did that work.
Yeah.
An easy way to get out of a 3rd and 1. Absolutely. Play action. Down the middle. Has the connection with Sanders.
As is the case here. After Manning goes through all the gesticulations and the pass is caught. And that's Emmanuel Sanders in his first year as a Bronco having a spectacular. But then had the fake punt to keep the ball. And Manning chased from behind, able to get it away, and it's caught by Sanders at the 31-yard line. Otherwise, Manning will chew up more of that clock on a 3rd and 7 here. And Peyton will throw, and it will be caught by Emmanuel Sanders. Down the right sideline he goes, right in front of the Chiefs bench.
It is a first down, and the end around Sanders. Looking for some blocking, got it from Green, the tight end, and forced out of bounds by Williams, chased by Bradham, picks up 13 yards on the play.
Football right now with C.J. Anderson and having great success.
Yeah, the 1st and 10 Manning. He's got Sanders, who is hit by Duke Williams. The catch down to the 24 of the Buffalo Bills.
Melvin Ingram, number 54, inside.
2nd and 8, and down to Sanders, who is slammed down at the 34.
Well, it was a blitz.
From the 20, Manning pressured, puts it up in the air, and it's caught for the first down by Sanders across the 40 to the 41-yard line. The Bengals getting dinged up here. 3rd and 3 for Manning. Firing down the right sideline. What a one-handed grab by Emmanuel Sanders. Forget the flag. He made the play at the 16-yard line. Big pickup of 33 when his team's been down 13. Trying to do it again. Slant. Sanders back in his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
They have so many plays. Hard to defend.
Manning's got a pocket in the end zone. Feeder down for Sanders. Denver's tied the game.
Sharp post pattern in the tight red zone. He just ran right through a double team.
Peyton moves Anderson around in the backfield. Play fake to him. Manning with time. Throwing wide open. He's got his man. Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders out of bounds at the 30-yard line of the Oakland Raiders.
3rd and 11. There's Manning's pass, and it's a good one to Sanders for the first down. That's now 4 conversions by Sanders in this first half. This one for 17.
Well, my favorite. What was it, Jim? So far tonight.
Got to get to the 9 for the first. Kansas City sees Sanders make the catch, and Denver at last has found the end zone. Manning across the middle. He's there for the touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders.
3rd and 13. Manning chased out of the pocket, fires, and connects. And that's Emmanuel Sanders in amongst a trio of Lion defenders. Manning going deep, jump ball, and somehow Sanders comes away with it over Darius Slay.
Vikings show blitz. Here they come. Locked up. Manning going deep down the middle of the field. And he's got a completion. There's his man. It's Sanders. And a flag late.
Manning downfield. Got his man. Emmanuel Sanders, and Sanders to the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him down at about the 27.
Open up at the 25. Go! Anderson now in the game. Manning, deep ball, on time, Sanders! He is a blur! Emmanuel Sanders takes it the distance. Quick strike from Denver, 75 yards for the touchdown.
Another 3rd and long. Every 3rd down's been at least 8 away. They connected the last time, and they do it again. Sanders so good on the sideline. They give him the catch. Peyton pressured, able to step up and go deep. Emmanuel Sanders takes it all the way for the touchdown. 64 yards.
Evan Mathis, who has the ankle issue.
And now play action, that buys a lot of time. And then the pass is taken in at the 35-yard line by Emmanuel Sanders. He gets whacked by McCourty and holds on. Osweiler deep down the left sideline. Hold in Emmanuel Sanders. What a night for him. Beat Butler. 1st and goal.
6 linemen in for the Broncos. Osweiler looking to throw again. This time a connection. Blake was covering Sanders, who makes the grab.
Brock Osweiler's under center. Oh, Emmanuel Sanders uncovered.
And Sanders takes off to the end zone, returns to Pittsburgh, and takes it 61 yards. On 2nd and 3, they give it to Sanders. He's got the first, and he's racing down the sideline and stopped near the 50. Osweiler goes back to Sanders, and a diving grab. There he is. And he may have fallen on the football.
Officially game in 9. Osweiler reloads, goes downfield deep, and open is Sanders. Sanders ruled down by contact at the 21. He had broken free and was behind the secondary. Osweiler finding him late. Kind of drive they needed from the 31. Osweiler steps up in the pocket and throws complete. It's the last second. Drake Kirkpatrick able to bring down Sanders. Osweiler identifies the front. The Bengals bring 6. Open is Sanders in for the touchdown. And Denver's back in it. So much for that second half drought.
And like I've said many times, there's a big difference between 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 6 in the NFL.
Well, it's 2nd and 7 here. Osweiler has an open man. It's Sanders, and he's sprinting to the 10 and down at the 5. Ball comes out at the end. Belongs to the Chargers. Recovered by Steve Williams.
180! What's that?
Play action. Manning.
Completes it to Sanders out to the 38. They looking up top. And that caught by Sanders, and William Gay can't believe he didn't come away with it. Here they come, Will Allen again. Peyton gets back on his feet and throws to an open man. It's Sanders. Peyton ducked to avoid the contact with Will Allen. Realized he hadn't been touched.
Pressing the wide receivers, not playing soft cover.
It's 3rd and 4, and he's going deep down the field for Sanders, who makes the catch right over the top of Malcolm Butler. And Ward's out there to congratulate him. What an effort. Manning. He has Sanders to the 41 of Carolina. 2nd and 8. Again, it's Sanders. Zigging and zagging and inside the 20 to the 17. The first player on the field in warm-ups today.
Bring in Sanchez, see if he can win the job. He didn't. And it was Simeon who won it. And his pass to the outside here is caught along the sideline by Emmanuel Sanders.
Cincinnati. Phillips goes in motion. Simeon, deep drop. Deep ball. Simeon looking for it all. He drops it in the bucket. Emmanuel Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos.
Today. 6 catches.
1st and goal for Denver. Trying to regain the lead. Touchdown. Simeon delivers to Sanders. Play of the drive. Tremendous answer here by the Denver offense. Simeon tossed to the outside. Sanders, the fake upfield, and he's dropped inside the 5.
Still plenty of football left to be played.
2nd and 3. They need the 2 for the first down. Lynch throwing on the run. End zone to Sanders. Wide open for the Denver touchdown.
4-1 this season. Lynch open from the 42. It's Emmanuel Sanders running around and brought down at the 45. Under 4 minutes to play, all 3 timeouts, but trailing 23-6. Drives that low. Catch made. Yes, he stayed in bounds. Good work by Emmanuel Sanders over there.
Field goal range.
Boza back out on that defensive line as Simeon across the middle. He's got Sanders at the 21 and a first down.
There you go. That was some throw.
They liked enough of what they saw to bring him in at the end of the draft. And now he's their starter, and he's on target to Emmanuel Sanders. First down, Denver to the Houston 47. Charles James made the tackle. 42 on the ground for Booker tonight. He had 5 carries in San Diego for 46 yards. Getting a breather, so Simeon goes back to the air to Emmanuel Sanders. Down inside the 5-yard line. The touchdown saved by Kareem Jackson. Tonight, big reason why they were looking at playing Booker more. Pressure didn't get to Simeon. Deep throw caught inside the 5 by Emmanuel Sanders. Play clock at 2, and they snap it. 5-man rush didn't get that close to Simeon. Catch made. Emmanuel Sanders. First and goal, Denver just outside the 5-yard line.
Simeon under pressure, got rid of it, has a man open, diving. The catch is made. Emmanuel Sanders.
In the pocket to Sanders, spinning around and trying to get away.
I'm good playing this way.
Absolutely. Capri Bibbs is the back. It's 1st and 10 after the flag, and it's his 2nd first down of the game. 1 by penalty for Denver, and 1 by the pass to Sanders, working on game.
The question.
Andy Reid staying right by the official who reports that flag, does not throw it. They don't challenge. And Simeon pitch it to Sanders, who got leveled by Berry. There it is.
Boy, no doubt.
We're back to AFC against NFC in the Pro Bowl this year. The 13th, Simeon taking a shot downfield, and it is caught by Sanders. Inside the 30, and a flag on the back end will take them into the red zone. Thanksgiving night, a Baltimore-Pittsburgh game on the kick return. It's a dominant quarter for the Broncos. Simeon going up top. flag down. Sanders got it for the touchdown.
Too high. His receivers were covered in the end zone. Second and goal, they press the line. Simeon off his back foot. It's caught. Touchdown, Emmanuel Sanders. The Broncos are on the board.
7 tonight. 1 for 8 on third are the Denver Broncos. And that is caught along the sideline by Emmanuel Sanders. Big time catch.
Second and 19, Sanders elusive on the edge. All the way back across the field. Gets a nice block in front of him and a first down inside the 25. How about the rookie, Garrett Bowles?
Blitz, Lee coming. Broncos pick it up. Sanders makes the catch. First down and more. Heath on the stop just outside the 20. Rain starts to fall here in Denver. Looked like a broken play. End zone, touchdown, Sanders. Play action, Simeon wide open. Touchdown, Sanders. The Cowboys have come up with a tackle for a loss on a run in this game. Simeon with a good game going, and he adds to it. Diving catch by Emmanuel Sanders.
On a defensive end, that's a win every time for Charles.
Charles stays in the field on 1st and 10. Simeon given time. Has his man wide open. It's caught. Inside Buffalo territory. That's Sanders able to find the spot. Denver has one timeout as they start from their own 25. Fakes the handoff to Simeon. Anderson and again has his man wide open. Emmanuel Sanders, I'm not sure he's ever been this open so frequently in a half.
Played only 8 games the last 2 years total. Another first down snap for Simeon. And another catch by Sanders, or is it? Yes, it is.
Enough was enough with DRC.
He said it's for the long-term health of the organization. Off play fake. Simeon fires deep downfield, and that's caught. Sanders spinning around, picking up a lot of extra yardage. Emmanuel Sanders down to the New York 21-yard line.
Sideline in some serious pain. He's being checked out on the Philadelphia side. Osweiler launching deep. It's caught by Sanders. Sanders inside the 20 in a matchup against a linebacker.
Its first offensive play. Osweiler off the play fake, has time in the pocket, throws, he's got a man wide open. That's Emmanuel Sanders out to the 49-yard line. 5, halfway mark approaching of the first quarter. Osweiler throws, and that is caught. That's Sanders off to the races into New England territory, all the way to the 35-yard line. Hot start for number 10, tackled there by Deron Harmon. 3rd and 1. Do they keep it on the ground here? Nope, going to the air. And Osweiler under pressure throws, and adjusting and making the catch is Emmanuel Sanders for a big first down into the backfield on a 3rd down and 3. Osweiler on a roll, throws to the sideline, and that is taken in by Sanders against Butler again. Bunch of Omahas in there on a 3rd down and 5. Osweiler throws wide open, making the catch. Sanders for a first down, and it'll be first down and goal.
Really, they've had their struggles getting movement. I know they've obviously had the scoring drives, but a lot of times it's because of the field position they've had.
Simeon on the move, throwing sideline, complete to Emmanuel Sanders.
They say.
Colts showing pressure. They rush 3, drop 8. Simeon throwing back to Sanders, who's got it into Colts territory. They're going to rule him down by contact at the 49-yard line. 2, and they're going to go for it with 4 receivers. Colts show pressure. They bring 5. Osweiler got rid of it for Emmanuel Sanders, and the mark will give Denver a 4th down conversion.
Devontae Booker is now in at running back.
and nowhere to go, and this pass is going to be caught, and it'll be close to another first down by Emmanuel Sanders. 2nd down and 5 on the 43 of Seattle. Play fake. Keenum, he's got time. Does he have a man? He's got him, and it's Emmanuel Sanders going to the sideline, stays in bounds. Sanders with a tumble and a touchdown. Devontae Booker is the back out of the backfield. Penalty flag is down, and Emmanuel Sanders seemed to make the catch. And Trey Flowers on him, and it looks like Flowers is shaken up.
Keenum throwing. It is caught just across the 45-yard line by Emmanuel Sanders. And they're looking at a 3rd and 3 here. Keenum with time, lofts it, has a man open, and he's got it! Emmanuel Sanders for a first down, Broncos.
Around the line of scrimmage, there he is. 1st and 10. It's Emmanuel Sanders with a lot of room to run. Sanders at the 20 with a blocker in front. Sanders to the house for a touchdown. 35 yards.
And a run game and defense stepping up in a pressure-packed Monday Nighter. Sanders untouched all the way downfield until he's finally forced out at the 44-yard line. 4th down and 11, game on the line. Keenum. He gets it. Emmanuel Sanders. That's where the ball needs to go.
Want here with the Denver Broncos.
2nd and 5 from the 44. And again with a short drop and going deep this time. And the catch is made for the touchdown to Emmanuel Sanders. Flag is down.
I think that touchdown will count. I think that's going to be a taunting call on Emmanuel Sanders.
A 44-yard touchdown strike. Sanders, who led the Broncos in a losing effort with 9 catches against the Jets. Pass wide open is Sanders in stride, and a first down to the 37-yard line of the Rams. 21 yards. Keenum drills it, and it's caught, and see if he's over for the touchdown. Touchdown to Emmanuel Sanders. He had the football over the plane, even though he was hit short of the goal line, and the Broncos end up with a touchdown after all.
With Steve Wilkes, and a lot of players have been affected by that.
Here's a little toss to Sanders, going to throw it. Diving catch for the touchdown to Sutton. What a play. This one starts at the 36. They fake it to Lindsey. Keenum with all kinds of time. Airs it out all alone is Sanders. He will walk into the end zone with a flip at the end of it. What a night for Denver. Tremendous effort by Von Miller. Here's a little toss to Sanders with blocking out on the outside, and Emmanuel Sanders takes it inside.
Couple tight ends, Lindsey in the backfield and on the move. Here's Keenum 1st and 10. Bowles a block, Turner a block. Time for Keenum downfield. He's got Sanders wide open near the 15.
Deliver a strike.
Needs 8 yards for the first down. He's hit as he throws. It's complete to Sanders inside Texans territory. And now they'll hurry up to the line of scrimmage with 40 seconds to play. And now they call a timeout. That's probably the right move.
Get up the field, get down, snap the balls, have another play.
Keenum on 2nd and 5. He's got his man, Emmanuel Sanders. into Chargers territory. Huge play for Denver.
That is perfectly legal.
Okay, so 2nd and 10. Keenum able to connect this time at midfield to Sanders. 7th in losing seasons in his time, including 3 world championships. Here's Keenum going for a big ball. Sanders has it. Ball comes out, but it's a catch. They rule it a catch down at the 5. They run to the line.
And they should snap it quick because that ball came out. But
1st and goal. Keenum rolling, flinging, and finding his target, Sanders, for the touchdown.
Flacco will take a shot, got a man. There's the explosive Emmanuel Sanders. And that's just the play the Broncos needed. 2nd and 2. Flacco to Sanders, nearly picked, and instead it turns into a big gain for Emmanuel Sanders. The Broncos down to the 20. That's good for 21 more yards. Quick toss, Sanders, touchdown, and there you go.
2nd down and 10. Freeman now is the running back, and the pass up the middle, and it's caught, and a beautiful catch by Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders likes the cleats, likes the field. Flacco into the end zone. Sanders is there. Touchdown, Denver! Offside against the Bears. Another chance for Denver. 13-12. They need the 2-point conversion, and they get it to Emmanuel Sanders. And the Broncos lead it.
That is the fullback Andy Janovich making his season debut in motion to the bottom of your screen. Flacco looking to throw on 1st down. Chased by Ngakoue, and he completes it to Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel would probably re-enroll if he broke his record.
Turning into quite the playmaker here in his 2nd year. 2nd and 5. Flacco, there's Sanders. A step on Herndon. Sanders spinning his way inside the 10. 1st and goal, Denver. A gain of 39. Flacco fires, got it. Sanders at the 15, stays on his feet. Sanders out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Big play for
now to work with, but Flacco's got to be careful with the pressure when they bring it.
Throws over the middle, pass is caught, and a nice spinning catch by Sanders. Second and 9, Sanders found a hole in the defense and takes it across the 40. Damian Wilson with a stop. 3rd down and 14. Flacco out to his right, throws, and the pass is caught, but Sanders is a yard short of a 1st down.
Garoppolo's throw. Touchdown!
Back during the preseason, their swing tackle.
Garoppolo over the middle, Sanders. Nice move. And they're going to love Emmanuel Sanders.
Here he is. Traditional I formation with Breida Dotnet. 2nd and 8. Garoppolo, there's the slant again, and it's Emmanuel Sanders, and it's another 1st down for San Francisco. A 12-yard completion, Garoppolo to Sanders. 18! Garoppolo caught by Emmanuel Sanders.
Over the middle. Oh, it is caught in a big play to Sanders, making moves. Gets a block from Deebo Samuel. And how the 49ers respond with a fake. Garoppolo's got all day. He's going to launch it deep down the field, going for it all and getting it. Emmanuel Sanders not touched, still on his feet inside the 10, and he scores. 75-yard bomb from Jimmy Garoppolo to Emmanuel Sanders. Come inside, a little trickery here. Sanders going to throw it wide open. His moves zone. Time to go surfing for Moser, who hauls it in. This game is bonkers.
Rams show blitz. They come with it. Garoppolo firing deep. He's got a man wide open. Sanders has it inside the 25.
The defense 5th best in the National Football League this season in points allowed. On 2nd down and 10, off the play fake, buying time. Garoppolo deep downfield, and that is Emmanuel Sanders who makes the grab. Came over from Denver in a midseason trade.
Knocking on the door from the 5. Pass is caught. Sanders for the touchdown. Flag is down, but that could be for that grab up high by Carlton Davis.
So we've got a Breeze Magic Breeze has left.
And here an underneath route may not be enough. 3rd and 2. Breeze end zone shot again. Touchdown. And there he is, Emmanuel Sanders, finally connecting. Primetime game, these quarterbacks, these teams, perennials in the playoffs. Breeze downfield and caught just shy of midfield. Emmanuel Sanders with the grab. It'll be at the 48 as he came back for it, and a gain of 18.
Kamara on the sidelines on 1st down. Breeze to the outside. Nice adjustment made by Emmanuel Sanders for another Saints 1st down. But it's a lot of fun. For you. Fun to watch these high-scoring games. 3rd down and 1 as Breeze finds his man Sanders for a 1st down.
Anytime they move him into the slot, Emmanuel Sanders, you know that's the kind of combination they're looking for.
Breeze, quick throw. Sanders got there. Touchdown.
That's a good drive.
Breeze to Emmanuel Sanders. Gets the Saints right back in business.
Speaking of Winston, he's now with the Saints and backs up Breeze at 2nd down and 10. Breeze under pressure, throws, and reaching for it is Emmanuel Sanders.
Doesn't this kid represent everything we want in a football player around here?
Hill loading up, lofting deep, going down there for heads. Caught! Sanders adjusting to the ball in midair. Now the ball comes out. Atlanta says they have it. And Neal is the guy that has it.
36, split backs. Hill looks to throw on 3rd down. Steps up and fires. It is caught at the 18-yard line for a 1st down by Emmanuel Sanders.
Longest play of the day for New Orleans. Thomas now up to 7 catches, 74 yards. And the fake to Kamara. Hill sets up, going deep, looking for Sanders. He has got it!
It was our angle after all. Here's Breeze with the deep shots. Sanders down to the 2, tackled down by Tyrann Mathieu. And Breeze is able to hit on a big one for 51 yards.
Yeah, that's a guy when they were in man coverage, they like to match up on Alvin Kamara. He's an athletic guy, very fast. It's a good matchup for Minnesota.
Here's a handoff to Sanders for a 1st down carry.
And then the following week, Taysom takes over.
Breeze, wide open. Sanders makes the catch and spins, runs down inside the 25.
To think you've cut it to a 3-point game, a field goal game, and yet you still need a touchdown.
Here is Sanders with a catch down inside the 35 to the 34. 2nd down and 8. Breeze up the seam for Sanders.
Breeze, fake, throw, and it is caught for the touch.
We asked him pitch count or not. Mike Tomlin said he's going to keep an eye on him. Allen skies it, hauled in at midfield. Emmanuel Sanders. Tomlin said Ingram has been an outstanding player for them so far and person. He's fit in perfectly. 4th down. Last chance for the Bills. Allen steps and throws. Complete. Emmanuel Sanders, the former Steeler, hauls it in.
Last week, by the way, 9 carries, 44 yards. Here off the play fake. Winds up. And it's caught. Down to the 5-yard line. Into the hands of Emmanuel Sanders, the new guy. Isaiah McKenzie in motion. Allen on the run for the end zone. Leaping in the end zone is Emmanuel Sanders. And that's going to be the Bills' touchdown. That Breeze kicking up. It's to the back of Allen, who's set to throw. And floats one. Emmanuel Sanders to the 15 of Washington.
With the elite defensive lines in the NFL.
Here's Allen. End zone 4. Touchdown passes today. Emmanuel Sanders grabs that one.
Beasley, Diggs, and Sanders. Allen chooses Sanders. Caught for a first down. Sliding at the 12-yard line. That's 20 more.
Cully and Lovie Smith.
Well, they're only 1 for 7, Buffalo, on third down. The Texans have done a good job on this particular down, just not this particular occasion. Sanders with a first down to the 37-yard line. He picks up 20.
Deep drop. Deep throw. And it is hauled in for the touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders. 35 yards. Beats Snead.
He is going to be there at the end of the season without question.
Second down and 6. Off the fake. Throws. Touchdown.
Okay, he's the MVP.
Yeah, right now. Emmanuel Sanders with his second touchdown of the game.
And we'll see if he can finish tonight. Get your report on him when we can. First down and 10. Allen comes out firing. Again, it's Emmanuel Sanders. Diggs and Beasley both with 77 yards each receiving. Looking to add to that total. It's Emmanuel Sanders. And again, so many options for Josh Allen. And he might be important down the stretch. Here's Allen to throw. Has time. Able to complete to Emmanuel Sanders. Working on Breon Borders.
49 yards and the score. To the air on first down here. And Sanders with a juggling catch. Then the ball comes out late. And they're saying it is a catch. He was down. Second down and 9. Allen looking for Sanders. Good adjustment on the sideline. And the catch.
Last time he blitzed. This time he's in coverage. And I don't think the Bills have figured him out.
Allen fires and it's caught right at the sticks by Sanders.
And play those alleys, and that's what Miles Jack has been able to do.
Second and 10. Allen flushed out. Now throws middle of the field. Caught. Emmanuel Sanders with a first down.
One of the best in the business. Josh Allen, by the way, now 12 of 10 passing. He builds on that number. Threading the needle. Fresh set of downs for the Bills. From just around the 32, a little misdirection. Sanders has lead blockers. Sanders showing the wheels. We'll see where the officials mark the football. It's going to be a first and goal.
But up top, you got better matchups.
And Allen goes that way. Sanders trying to keep his knees in bounds, and he did.
3 spots that all could come down to one game.
First down. Take the handoff. Come to pocket. He fires it to an open receiver. Emmanuel Sanders at midfield. Gain of 25.
Play action. Allen. Deep downfield. Wide open. Touchdown, Emmanuel Sanders. And the Bills are pouring it on.